what can you tell me about Coach Cignetti? I mean, other than Googling him as he invited everyone to do, like, what can you tell us about
the
him?
guys I talk to and I know pretty well on that staff? Just say he's like the all-ball football coach, and in this day and age, that's hard to pull off. As we were talking about a minute ago, Chip Kelly came out here and at UCLA and could do that for a while, but I think some of the challenges with NIL, especially at UCLA, there's definitely the buy-in. I mean, our crew for Big Noon was there last week for Nebraska. It was a sellout. It was a great atmosphere. I think they are, obviously they would love to go to the playoff, and I think they have actually a decent shot to do it this year. But if you're 8-4 at Nebraska, at Indiana, you're 9-3. That is really heady stuff. You're that way at UCLA. It's not USC, but like it's just a different animal. But at Indiana, it's this forever basketball state, and I think. He worked the portal so well because he got 13 or 14 of his guys who were with him at James Madison, really good players, really smart players. He took a really good quarterback from the MAC and Curtis Rourke. He got a bunch of other guys from like Wake Forest and Old Dominion who are good players. And I think he has a very smart system. His defense coordinator and offense coordinator came with him from JMU. Those guys are good coaches. By the way, the offense coordinator's name is Mike Shanahan. He's obviously not that Mike Shanahan. But,
I love it.
But he's going to be a guy you're going to hear more about, this version of Shanahan. And Bryant Haynes is a good defensive coordinator who's a rising star. And Cignetti is 63 but feels like he's 43. And he's got an edge to him and it fits. And I think he's just right now in this kind of sweet spot of he's with a lot of confidence. There's a little bit of swagger to him where it feels a little pro wrestling like in terms of it's calculated, some of the things he's saying, how he's saying them, not just for the fans, not just for the media, but I think for a program that has, it's been forever since they won more than 8 games in a season, that they need somebody who has total belief that we're going to kick the other teams behind. And he's not shy about telling people that he's going to do it.
Because he's doing it. That helps, by the way, to walk it, too. I mean, that's a couple times you've mentioned how they haven't won 8 games in a while, 8-4, 9-3. Hard to see the multiple losses, right now. They're taking on Washington. Is Rourke going to be okay, or he's not?
Yeah, I mean, Rourke may miss this weekend, but had a procedure where they think he's going to be back, at the least, probably in like 2 weeks. And the guy behind him, Taven Jackson, is really talented. His brother's an NBA player. He was at Tennessee, very well thought of recruit. He was actually one of the guys that Cignetti inherited. He's talented. Like, I think he'll do well in this system too. And in some way, it kind of bodes well because they should handle this, this next game. And then all of a sudden, when Curtis Rourke, who's very experienced, quarterback from the MAC, when he moves on, and all of a sudden, I think you have a guy who's now got his feet settled in the system.
Well, I mean, and again, it's hard to ascribe wins to teams that aren't, used to just saying, "Oh, you're better than them. You're gonna perform better, and we should expect it." I mean, Indiana's at Michigan State. They should win that game.
They should. Michigan State, Jonathan Smith's got him going. He's got a talented quarterback. Right. The defense is solid. So that's not a gimme game.
Well, and then they have Michigan in their house. They honestly, I'm straight up right now. I know you said you got to go to the dentist later on. I know how that feels.
Scuffle to try to get to 7-5 at this point.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm with you. And then they're at the Horseshoe. Oh my word. That after a bye. So they got a bye before they go to the Horseshoe, and then they got Purdue.
Purdue stinks.
Look at us talking Indiana football. Like legitimate. Because you've got Oregon, which is number 1 in the country now. You got Ohio State, Penn State. Well, Indiana's number 4 in the Big Ten right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I mean, look, they're not that because obviously Ohio State has a conference loss. People forget that, but it was, Oregon's in the league.
I guess in terms of just expected how long they can go further. You never know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Indiana, man, this could be a situation where the committee, that's for down the road with the committee. But anyway, Indiana's doing very well. That's great for them. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.